The Super Bowl is over, and it is officially the NFL offseason for all 32 teams. The Bears have been in offseason mode for a couple of weeks, but perfect reminder to subscribe to the channel. We're bringing you guys Bears updates every single day, the latest news, rumors, trade buzz, free agency. All that's going to start to ramp up now that all 32 teams are in offseason mode. So hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We'll be live on Monday at 4 o'clock Central Time. Here's what we got coming up here on today's show. We're on to Super Bowl 61. How can the Bears be Super Bowl 61 champs next season? I'm going to tell you coming up on today's show. I'm Harrison Graham, and on today's show, I got 5 things the Bears need to do this offseason and next season to be the champs, to be the last team standing at the end of Super Bowl 61. Let's get on into it. Number 1, and I think this is priority A for Ryan Poles, Ben Johnson, and this staff this offseason, is improve the pass rush. There's other needs, there's other holes, there's other improvements on the roster that can be made, but like you did with the offensive line last season, you got to do it with the defensive line this offseason. It's just not good enough. You tried with Dio Odunze. He got hurt. Hopefully he gets back and at least can contribute. Grady Jarrett was fine. Montez Sweat is solid, but you need more dudes on this defensive line. This is not optional. This is a must. The Ryan Poles job for this offseason is improve the defensive line and improve the pass rusher. There's a lot of different avenues you can take. We've discussed them. We'll continue to. You can try to make a big splash in a trade, whether you try to get a Max Crosby or a Danielle Hunter or someone like that. You could sign a Trey Hendrickson, a Khalil Mack. You can draft an edge. You could also draft defensive tackle, sign it. Like there's plenty of options out there that you should be able to improve this unit. The Bears were 31st in pass rush win rate. 31st. It's just not good enough. I don't expect this to be a top 5 unit in terms of getting after the quarterback with your front 4, but it can't be second to last. I know that. So if you can improve this defensive line, this team led the NFL in takeaways despite the inability to get after the quarterback. Now, is the turnover number going to even out a little bit next year? One would say probably, based on that type of stat typically evening out over time. Well, you better get better at rushing the quarterback then, because if your turnover luck kind of disappears and you're still not getting after the QB, that's not the combination you want in 2026. Okay, number 2, get faster in the back 7. Your linebackers and secondary, you need more speed. You look at this secondary, I do think you have a lot of pieces you can work with. Obviously, with guys like Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon, you're kind of crossing your fingers, like just be healthier next season. Hopefully they have a good plan for those 2 guys to have them available next year, because I think we saw in the Rams playoff game, especially with Kyler, it's like, man, he flies around. He's a difference maker. We'll see what happens with Jaquan Brisker. I don't think Nashawn Wright's back. I do think Kevin Byard's back. But you need more speed in your secondary, whether that's adding guys or whether that's someone who plays more. It gives you some of that. Tyreek Stevenson, I do think, gives you a little more speed on the perimeter at corner, but especially like at linebacker. TJ Edwards is going to be back and on this team. He enters the offseason with an injury, but if he's one of your starters, I like Tremaine Edmonds, nice player, but he's a pretty easy cut, in my opinion. You got to get faster at that position. I would bring back DeMarco Jackson, and I would draft somebody to add more speed to that position. You need linebackers who can cover in space better than what they could this year, and especially down the stretch. Like as these guys started to get nicked up, it just felt slow. And listen, this defense played pretty well against the Rams in the playoffs, but I would say the last 6 to 7 games of the regular season and into that first playoff game before the second half against Green Bay, like it just felt like they were a half step slow. You need to get faster. I think they've kind of signaled to you they want to. That's why they took a chance on Ruben Hippolyte in the 4th round, because he's an athletic player. Now, through one season, that looks like a whiff, but where can you find better players who also have good speed? You got to get faster on your back end. If you can improve the pass rush and add more speed, I think your defense can take a big jump in 2026. Get your Iceman gear today. We got t-shirts and hoodies available at chatsports.com/Iceman. The navy t-shirt, the white t-shirt, they are both available. Represent Caleb Williams, who we'll talk about here in a second. Chatsports.com/Iceman. The hoodies are available as well. I think the Navy hoodie, quite frankly, is the best look. The t-shirts, $29.99. The hoodies are $44.99. If you got one of each, that would be $75. Well, guess what? We got a couple of bundle deals to get you $10 off. You can get the hoodie and the t-shirt, white hoodie, Navy t-shirt for $65. Flip it around, Navy hoodie, white t-shirt, $65 as well. That's the best bang for your buck to get one of each. Chatsports.com/Iceman will get you to the Iceman collection, and you can shop from there. It's awesome gear. I will be repping my Iceman gear on the show pretty soon, as I will be getting my gear as well. Okay, number 3. Obviously, a big part of this is Caleb needs to take another step. Took a big step this year, take another big step next year. We know what the main area of improvement is. Overall consistency. Be more accurate, and what comes with that is the mechanics, especially from the waist down, the footwork. Caleb talked about it. Yeah, the footwork and the accuracy. That's what I'm focused on this offseason. We know he's a big-time playmaker. We know he's willing and capable of pushing the ball downfield. We know he elevates his game in the big moments. It's throughout the course of 60 minutes. Can he be a more consistent overall player? Obviously, his guys need to catch the football better, too. That comes with it. But if Caleb takes another step, watch out. Like, if he takes one of those jumps where, whoa, this is one of the dudes in the league, where it kind of feels like he's very close to being already when it comes to the Bears quarterback, if he does it more consistently, I think he could put the fear of God into opposing defenses, because he's very tough to bring down. He can evade. He can throw it from within the pocket. He improves so much as just a quarterback this year, of like, hey, I'm going to teach you to play quarterback. That's a big thing Ben Johnson did this year, and now it's like building on top of that and just tightening the screws with Caleb Williams this year, and I'm excited to see how that all comes together in 2026. Fill in the blank for us. Caleb Williams will be a top blank quarterback in 2026. I'm confident he'll be a top 10 guy. Could it be top 5? I think that's on the table. I really, really do. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, number 4, the young core ascends as well, and I'm talking about the pieces around Caleb. I'm focusing on the offense here. I mean, this core 4 offensively of Colston Loveland entering year 2, felt like the second half of the year he was one of the best, if not the best, receiving tight ends in the NFL from about, that Cincinnati Bengals game on. Odunze, he was on a tear to start the year. Get healthy, get more consistent with the hands. I still think he has big-time upside. Luther Burden has untapped potential, and we already saw what he's capable of. I mean, you think of that 49ers game. He was the best player on the field. Darnell Wright took a huge step this year. I think there's even more there to be had out of him. I think he can be one of, if not the best offensive tackles in the NFL. And if all these guys who are all under the age of 25, along with Caleb Williams, continue to ascend, why can't this be a top 5 offense? It's already a clear top 10 offense. You know they're going to be able to run the football regardless of who the running backs are. We know Kyle Monungai will be here. DeAndre Swift, I would guess, is probably back as well. But if you go in a different direction, whoever that is, that player is going to be able to be good as well. It's a good scheme. You have a good running backs coach. You have a smart play caller and play designer in Ben Johnson. If your cornerstone young players continue to ascend, who's stopping this offense? I mean, it's pretty crazy to think about. Okay, number 5, maintain the clutch gene, and it's nice that you already saw this with such a young team and such a young quarterback. When the moments were biggest, that this team typically played their best. Didn't always work out in the end. They didn't always win the tight games in the fourth quarter and in overtime, but you knew they were never out of it. If that carries over, if they can maintain that and just improve overall, which is what we've been talking about both individually and collectively, something we saw in the exit interviews is like, we don't want to be cardiac bears all the time. Like, the players talked about that. Ben talked about that. Ryan Poles talked about that. But the fact that you're able to have that and that you are comfortable down or tied late in these games, that's a good thing to have, because reality, if you're going to go win a Super Bowl next year, you're not going to blow teams out consistently. I do think this team has the capability of not getting stuck in as many of those games and putting games away more next year than they were able to this year. But the reality is in a playoff run and down the stretch of a season, if you want to win the division again, you're going to get in some tight games, and you got to be able to finish. And the Bears showed this year fairly consistently that they can do that. And if that carries over, then I think you're going to be in a good position, because in the playoffs, at least 1 or 2 games that you're in, you're going to have to find a way to gut one out in a tight moment. And it seems like you have a quarterback and a team and a head coach that feels comfortable in those situations. Are the Bears Super Bowl contenders next year? What do you think? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I think they are. I mean, I think they have a lot of staying power here. This quarterback head coach combination, I think, is here to stay. The core of this offense is here. If some of those improvements are made defensively and you stay healthy for the most part next year, I don't see why this team isn't one of the 6 or 8 teams that can win a Super Bowl in 2026. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Chicago Bears Now. We'll be back in studio tomorrow morning and, of course, be live tomorrow afternoon as well. So hit that subscribe button. I hope you guys enjoyed Super Bowl Sunday. Offseason's here, baby. Let's go.